Breaking now, Princess Leonor and Christian tie the knot, fans react across Europe. They've known each other since childhood. They were destined to lead a nation. She married a man no one expected. But this wedding isn't what it seems. Today, under a sapphire sky and in the hush of cathedrals and palace walls, Princess Leonor took Christian's hand and vowed to spend her life with him. Across Spain and beyond, millions held their breath. Emotions crackled, joy, surprise, tension. At that moment, history pivoted. Royals watched, governments watched, and fans, ordinary people from Madrid to Malmö, watched, reacting like this was their own love story. What unfolded wasn't just a union of two hearts, it became a mirror for duty, legacy, expectation, and hope. Who is Christian, beyond the headlines? Why did his name raise eyebrows among palace watchers and royal commentators? Why did a seemingly destined match still send shockwaves? Before their wedding day, whispers swirled. Christian was not of the traditional royal circle. He was bilingual, cultured, somewhat mysterious, but without the aristocratic pedigree many expected. Some asked, is he the right fit for Spain's future queen? Yet at the ceremony, the tension evaporated. As Leonor's eyes met his, you could see history soften. But was that moment spotless, or did hidden rifts linger? To understand the gravity of today's wedding, we must go back. Princess Leonor, eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, has long been raised in the public eye. Every speech, every trip, every handshake has been scrutinized for signs of her readiness to lead. The Spanish monarchy, once battered by controversies and fiscal criticisms, has pinned hopes on her as a renewal, a new face for tradition. Christian, born in a modest but cultured family, educated abroad, fluent in several languages, was never the obvious choice. He lacked royal lineage, yet he brought something rare, a true companionship with Leonor that transcended protocol. In many past royal marriages in Europe, lineage, alliances, and bloodlines were the motives. This time, love and choice led. That mattered deeply, and it unsettled the old guard. The ceremony began with silence. Leonor entered the cathedral, satin skirts whispering, a simple tiara resting on honey blonde hair. Christian waited at the altar, eyes glinting with awe and maybe a touch of fear. As Leonor approached, there was a collective gasp. The hush of the crowd. Christian's hands trembled as he reached for hers. Their vows were soft. In front of God and our people, I choose you. The world held its breath. Behind them, cameras caught the faces. Her mother, Queen Letizia, with tears glittering, her father, King Felipe, standing proud but with a subtle tension in his jaw, siblings and cousins exchanging glances. A grandmother dabbed at her eyes, and dignitaries from across Europe sat in silent admiration. During the ring exchange, a breeze fluttered through stained glass windows, and petals drifted overhead. It was a moment suspended, two young hearts, centuries of duty around them, and the promise of a new dynasty beginning. Then came the kiss. The crowd erupted. Flags waved. Church bells echoed across plazas, over rooftops, seeping into the streets. Spaniards poured into balconies, cheering. In Madrid, fireworks glowed. In Seville, choirs sang. And across Europe, social feeds lit up. How did fans in Spain respond? With pride, fuss, skepticism. What about in France, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands? Did foreign royals comment? Did common people feel connected, or alienated? In Spain, citizens spilled into streets late into the night. Some wove wildflowers into the national flag. Others gathered at city squares, raising glasses in toasts. Social media buzzed. Long live Leonor, finalmente amor, this is a new Spain. Some critics raised their eyebrows. Is she giving up too much for love? Will Christian shoulder the burden? In France and Italy, royal watchers praised the wedding as a revival of elegance. Novels and fashion houses traced the bridal gown's design. In Germany, a morning broadcast dissected the marriage's constitutional implications. In the UK, one tabloid asked, is this a Spanish version of William and Kate? Royal forums exploded with comparisons and debate. Some commentators cautioned, sometimes fairy tales falter under scrutiny. But others said, this union might be the spark monarchies across Europe need to stay relevant. This is not merely a love story. In Spain, the monarchy is constitutional, symbolic, but fragile. Skepticism abounds. Economic challenges, calls for republicanism in some quarters, and generational distrust all strain the institution. Leonor's choice of spouse holds political weight. If Christian fails to adapt, or if public opinion turns critical, the monarchy might suffer. Conversely, if they succeed, Leonor might lead not only by birth, but by genuine support. Their wedding also symbolized something broader, the clash between old hierarchies and modern values. Royal duty demands strict tradition, love demands freedom. Christian's entry into the royal orbit challenged norms. Could he become partner, not just consort? Could Leonor sustain her public mission while cultivating a private life? Did the royal family resist this pairing? Did palace insiders warn against it? Were there tensions behind closed doors, disagreements, objections, regrets? We heard whispers that some courtiers were uneasy. Some advisors reportedly warned that Christian lacked enough noble pedigree or that his modern, outspoken character might clash with tradition. Others advocated for a more conventional match. Within the royal household, there may have been late-night consultations, emotional pleas, internal divisions. But in public, unity stood firm. King Felipe delivered a toast honoring the couple. Queen Letizia embraced both with warmth. Leonor's younger sister smiled through tears. Christian's parents, flown in from abroad, stood stoically, awed and nervous. After the reception, a rumor circulated. A distant relative had refused to attend, citing protocol differences. Whether true or forged by envious tongues, it added mystery. Did someone refuse to bless the union? And if so, why? Across Europe's royal houses, eyes watched closely. The Swedish crown princess sent a handwritten note. The Belgian king offered congratulations. Some monarchs remarked privately, "Here is a chance to rebrand monarchy, not as relic, but as human institution." The youngest generation of royals, in Spain and abroad, cheered this shift. They saw a couple who could speak truth, who could relate to ordinary life, yet carry the gravitas of heritage. At the same time, old-school watchers cautioned, modernizing is dangerous. Sometimes extremes fan backlash. The balance is a tightrope. Now that the vows are spoken and the celebration fades, what comes next? How will they live? What will be Christian's role? Will Leonor's mission suffer, or strengthen, with his support? And can love weather royal scrutiny? Christian will now step into the spotlight. He must learn protocol, represent Spain abroad, engage with charities, master multiple languages, show unwavering composure. Every gaffe will be magnified. Leonor must navigate married life without losing her own path. She must balance devotion to Christian with her duty to Spain. She must show strength in vulnerability. There may be critics. There may be tabloid confrontations. There may be whispers of scandals or missteps. But they also have the power to reshape monarchy, as a living tradition, not a fossil. Let me tell you about Maria, a teacher in Valencia. She watched the ceremony on her phone in her classroom, tears in her eyes. She said, "I know this crown is not mine, but today I felt pride. I told my students, love can be royal too." In Berlin, a university student posted, "I'm not Spanish, but I stayed up to see her smile. It felt like a victory." In London, a royal correspondent wrote, "Leonor and Christian just redefined what modern royalty can look like, approachable, real, heartfelt." In Lisbon, an elderly monarchist whispered, "I grew up with kings and queens who seemed distant. Today I saw someone I could reach out to." These voices, scattered across Europe, echo the ripple effect of this wedding. It was not just for Spain, it was for anyone who believes tradition can evolve, that love can conquer expectation, and that royalty can still inspire. A decade from now, how will historians view today? Was it a turning point or a beautiful blip? Will Leonor and Christian be praised as torchbearers, or will their love be footnote? Will their marriage produce heirs who carry their vision, or heirs who revive old squabbles? Will Christian quietly fade into consort roles, or become co-architect of a new monarchy? Time will tell. But the seeds planted today, of love, openness, courage, may grow into a renewed monarchy rooted in authenticity, not just ceremony. So here we stand now. The bells have faded. The applause resounds in memory. Princess Leonor and Christian are husband and wife. Two young souls chosen by love, stepping into an age-old institution. Fans across Europe did not simply watch a wedding, they invested hope. They saw a future where monarchy is not museum piece but living connection. They saw a royal story infused with humanity. Will Leonor continue to reign in people's hearts? Will Christian become the strength behind the throne? Will their love survive protocol, criticism, expectation? Today we witnessed a doorway opening. What lies beyond is theirs to walk through, together. Let history, let hearts, let Europe watch.